All right, thank you, everybody. Hopefully you can see my screen here. So my name is Kathleen. I am the Read and Write product manager here at Texthelp, and I'm really excited to walk you through some of the developments that we're working on here for our literacy toolbar, Read and Write. So today's session is Innovations in Literacy Support, a deep dive into the future of Read and Write, at least as deep as we can get in a 15-minute demo. So Read and Write is entering into a really exciting new chapter with some major updates that are coming this summer. So I'm really excited to kind of dive specifically into those updates with you today. So hopefully many of you are familiar with at least some of the product names that you see here on screen. Just wanted to set a bit of background first. So Texthelp and Don Johnston came together, and so this brought Texthelp's Read and Write and Don Johnston's Co-Writer and Snap and Read products all under one company and one vision. So this really provided a unique opportunity for us to put the best of all of those products together, which is what we have announced that we're doing earlier this month. So we have announced that we are bringing those three literacy solutions together into one single offering. So over the next year and a half or so, we are going to be building in the powerful reading and writing supports of Co-Writer and Snap and Read into Read and Write. And that is starting this summer, so I'm excited to walk you through what some of those new features are going to look like. So coming to Read and Write this summer, the first big update is we're bringing Co-Writer prediction into the Read and Write toolbar. So Co-Writer is widely considered to be the best prediction tool on the market. From day one, when Texthelp and Don Johnston came together, the most common question, which maybe even some of you on the call today have asked, was, when are you going to put Co-Writer prediction into Read and Write? So this summer is when you're going to start to see that familiar Co-Writer icon on the prediction or on the Read and Write toolbar. I'm going to show you that in just a minute here. This also includes a brand new prediction feature in Read and Write called topics. Topics, or also sometimes known as topic dictionaries. This is a feature of Co-Writer, a very well-loved feature that's going to help students when they're writing about specific subjects or specific topics. It allows you to build a list of subject-specific words or content-specific words that'll then kind of go higher up in the prediction list so that students can get to those relevant words more easily when they're writing. So let's take a look at some of those tools in action here. I'm going to pull up just a little demo version. We are still kind of working on these updates for the summer, but I have a nice little demo environment to show you what some of these things are going to look like. So if you're not familiar with Read and Write, it is a literacy support toolbar that sits inside of all different environments where students can access its support tools like read aloud, word prediction, dictation, highlighters, all sorts of things that I would love to be able to dive into today. But with 15 minutes, there's just not quite time to cover every tool on the toolbar. But you can see here, I'm in a Google Doc. I have a poem up that I am perhaps reading or working on writing. And this is my Read and Write toolbar along the top of the screen. So for those of you who might be familiar with Read and Write, you're going to see a couple of things here that are new. So we now are going to have that Co-Writer prediction icon built right into the Read and Write toolbar. So if I'm a student that maybe struggles with spelling or grammar, maybe I struggle with the physical mechanics of typing, so I need something that's going to reduce keystrokes for me. Or maybe I just have trouble with, getting my thoughts out of my mind, through my fingers into the keyboard and onto the document in front of me. So Co-Writer is a great tool that's going to help with that. As I'm typing, it's going to suggest words to me. It's really good at picking up grammar and context, and it's really good at picking up, common misspellings, phonetic substitutions, those sorts of things that students may be likely to make when they're writing. So I'm going to have my word prediction words for me as I'm typing. Anytime I want to insert a word into my document, I can click on it, or I can just type that number that's right in front of it. So if I want to insert the word they, I just hit 2 on my keyboard, and that's going to put the word they into my document. Now, for those of you who may be familiar with Read and Write, this is going to look very similar to the toolbar that your students have been using. One piece, though, that's new that I mentioned before is the topics feature. So let's say I am writing about Seamus Heaney, a famous Irish poet. I can go into my topics here and I can search for up to, there are millions of topics available in here, all based on, common kind of academic subjects. So if I wanted to create or turn on a topic for Seamus Heaney, I can search for him and then I can turn that topic on or off. If I was writing about Albert Einstein or dinosaurs, or the example I always use is Abraham Lincoln, which we don't have on screen here, but I can search for any of those topics. And then when I turn that topic on or off, it's just going to prioritize relevant words in the prediction list for me. So that's the topics feature that's going to be coming this summer into the Read and Write toolbar, along with co-writer's word prediction. The next thing that I want to show you here is another new update that's coming this summer called toolbar views or toolbar modes. So Read and Write is already a very customizable tool for all of the features on the toolbar. You can choose, you can choose your voice, you can choose your language, but this adds another new level on top of ways to customize the experience to make it easier for students and kind of more personalized or tailored to what's going to work best for them. So the three toolbar views are designed to not only make the toolbar more customizable for current Read and Write users, but also to sort of ease the transition of users that might be coming from co-writer or Snap and Read and transitioning over to using Read and Write in the coming months. So there's three new view options that I'm going to show you here in a moment. But each of those is meant to sort of mimic the current experience of using either Read and Write, Snap and Read, or co-writer. And those three options are the horizontal view, a vertical view, and then the writing view. So let's again hop out of our slides here and I'll show you what those three views look like. So again, I'm back in my Google Doc. This is my Read and Write toolbar along the top with all of my reading and writing support features. Now I'm right now in horizontal view. So this is going to be the typical toolbar experience that users are accustomed to. Anytime I'm in a document or on a website, I can click on my Read and Write extension and it's going to pop my toolbar in either at the top of the screen like this, or if I'm on the web, it will be a floating toolbar. But it will be a horizontal toolbar that looks like this. Now let's say I would rather my toolbar be on the side of my screen, especially if I'm someone who is used to using Snap and Read. I can come up here to my settings menu within Read and Write, and there's now a new general settings area where I can switch my toolbar view. So now let's take a look at what the vertical toolbar view is going to look like. So now you can see that I'm able to switch my toolbar to be on the side of the screen, and it's customizable in other ways as well. So if you are used to using Snap and Read, I can change my Read and Write toolbar to the dark theme or dark mode, and I can also reduce the features on the toolbar. So Read and Write has 15 or so different supports, which is great, but sometimes that can get very overwhelming for students that maybe only need a handful of tools. So I can turn features on and off and reduce that feature set to just those core features that I require. And anytime I go to a new document or a new web page, I just click on my Read and Write icon and it will pop this vertical toolbar in so I can access those support tools that I need. The last view that I'm going to show you that's new here is what we call writing view. So this is a little bit different. Again, I'm going to go into my settings menu, and this time I'm going to choose writing view. Now, writing view has no toolbar. It's much more minimalistic. This is great for students who don't need a full toolbar taking up real estate on their screen, and they really only need writing supports, similar to what co-writer provides. So with writing view, anytime I'm, again, writing in a Word doc, a Google Doc, maybe inside of an assignment in my learning management system, I'm going to have this small co-writer icon that's going to follow my cursor. If I'm somebody who needs that writing support, I can just click on it, and this is going to open up my word prediction window, which has several tools built right into it, so I can get the kind of writing supports that I need. So again, here I have my word prediction words. As I'm typing, these are going to update so that I can choose, the relevant words that I need. But then there's also a few additional features here built along the bottom. So the first one is text to speech. If I want to hear my document read aloud, text to speech is a really great comprehension tool, but also a good proofreading tool. Sometimes if you read something, in your head, you miss any typos or maybe awkward spellings or awkward word choices. If you hear it read aloud, that's a much more effective way to catch those errors. So I can just place my cursor anywhere in the document and click the play button, and that's going to read my document aloud. The other features that I have built in here are the topics tool. So same as what I showed before, I can turn on those topics, and that's going to allow me to get more tailored prediction results based on what I'm writing about. And then the last feature here is dictation. So if I'm somebody who's going to benefit from just being able to speak and have my words transcribed into the document, I can turn on my speech to text, or what we call it in Read and Write is talk and type. And this is the extent of what I see. So for somebody who doesn't want the full Read and Write experience, the full Read and Write toolbar, and they just want that targeted writing support that's more similar to what Co-Writer looks like, this is going to be the version of Read and Write, or the view that they can access on their toolbar. So it's really easy to switch between those three views. Admins can also customize this and push it out to students, so they start with a specific default view. So we're really excited for these updates that are going to be coming out this summer, along with the Co-Writer prediction. And just quickly for the last couple minutes here, I want to hop back into the slides and just talk a little bit about roadmap. We have a lot of exciting updates coming to Read and Write over the next 18 months or so as we bring these three great products together. So right now we're focused on that Co-Writer prediction and the topics, as well as the three toolbar views that I showed. But then we'll be moving on to, Co-Writer has some great translation features. So you can type or speak in one language and have that text written out in another language. We'll be adding that. We'll be adding the ability to create your own topics. And then we'll also be moving on to a lot of the great reading and research and study supports that Snap and Read offers. So that includes page translation, outlining tools and note-taking tools. We'll be adding iOS enhancements to our apps, so lots more to come. Just a little teaser of all the great things that we have in store with Read and Write. Now, the last thing that I wanted to cover as well on the topic of updates coming up soon is a quick update on data. So one of the most common pieces of feedback and requests that we get here for our tools is the need for data. Data is obviously important for making, decisions around how you're implementing your technology and getting insights into, how the tools that you're investing in are actually helping students and teachers. So we're really excited to announce a brand new data dashboard that's going to be coming soon. So this is going to include usage data and insights for customers across all of Texthelp's core products. So that's Read and Write, Equatio, OrbitNote, as well as Co-Writer, Snap and Read, and UPAR. So just a few screenshots here to kind of walk you through of what this dashboard is going to include. So for every product that you have, you'll be able to view a graph of events over time. You'll be able to get insight into how much the tools are used on each of your domains. So if you have a student versus the teacher domain, you can break it down that way. And I think the most important part here, you can see a breakdown of how much each feature of the toolbar is used. You can also break that data down in a variety of ways. So you can see it from the top level, so at the domain level, but you can also view it per classroom, per Google group or Google OU, and you can also upload a CSV of a specific number of students to see how they are using the tools. And we have a really exciting roadmap as well for this product. So, we'll be working on one roster integration, more different types of analysis. You can review some of the specifics in the slides here as well, since the handouts are all shared. But just wanted to give a sneak peek of that. So, look forward to more information coming from us on the data dashboard, as well as Read and Write. So that covers everything that I wanted to go through today. So I will be, monitoring the questions in the chat and getting some answers to you if there were any questions after the presentation's over. So thank you very much.
Kathleen, thank you so much. Thank you, Texthelp, for all the work you're doing and all the additions you're doing to your product. And and I know that there's a whole bunch of questions, Kathleen, in the chat area I was watching. So you're probably going to want to go over there and start answering some of those for sure. But thank you so much.